Alrighty. So in Maxa, one of the main things we're going to do today is we're going to look at the listing presentation and talk about how we can edit it. I know several agents are starting Bob Catuso's farming course, and that's part of the project. So let's go take a look at that. So in Maxa, if you're not super familiar with it, you can either go through categories to find the templates that you're looking for, or you can just come here to quick search and you can look for specifically what you're looking for. So if I type in listing presentation, hopefully I can spell it right today, it should come up with listing presentations. So they're mostly by area, but there are a couple different versions. So we have the standard one, and then we also have a copy of the one from last year. There's slight differences. And there's also a blank listing presentation down here. So whichever brochure you want to pick, I'm going to choose the one for this year just because that's our latest and greatest. And this would be right here. So I'm going to choose California, OC, and Long Beach only, first team listing presentation. If you're in a different market, feel free to go ahead and pick your particular template. So the first thing that's going to come up, you're going to see kind of a preview of what the template involves. You have two buttons. Batch create is if you're going to, let's say you're the admin of your team, and I'm going to create a specific listing presentation for each member myself. So most of us are self-serve, so we're just going to choose create design. So give it a minute or two. The bigger the project is, the longer this initialization will take. And of course, if your internet is super fast, this will fly past. So this might take a minute. In addition, if you find that you want to take pages from multiple presentations, you can do that. What's helpful with that is to have some sort of PDF editor like Adobe Acrobat or PDF Writer or something equivalent. If you have that in place, then it makes it really easy to take multiple projects and take a page from this. That way you're not sitting there at the copier trying to put it together in print and then trying to scan it afterwards, because that never ends well. All right, we're almost done. I don't know how 22 out of 37 is 91%, but we'll go along with it. And those of you that are new to Maxa, if you've ever used Canva, kind of a similar interface, not as many options, but this program is real estate focused. So you'll run into things like it will automatically download the stats, the media, and everything from your listings when you're creating flyers. You'll see on this, anything that involves testimonials, the template will give you the opportunity to go ahead and download those testimonials from your testimonial tree database. All right, so it finally loaded, and your zoom's over here to the right if you need to zoom in to see what's going on. So let's see what we got here. So it's still rendering. But as you can see, this is the brand new 2025 listing presentation. You can download them directly from the marketing store. So this is really only if you want to modify this and personalize it to yourself. Okay, just hit mute on your speaker.
Speaker.
There you got it.
Okay. Sorry.
No, you're fine. There, you want me to mute you?
Yeah, mute her.
All right.
Yes. If you can't do it. Again.
You're good.
No, you're not. Yeah.
Two.
I know. So,
See, I have this and this.
yep, should have be your speaker. So here. Right there. Press that I right there.
This. Oh,
So you have to make the speaker
okay.
because that's what's creating the echo.
Okay.
That wasn't so bad.
I'm like, oh no.
Okay, so let's go back to the other screen. All righty. So now that we've looked at our template, what can we modify? So let's go up to the top. I can edit the text here. I could click here and I could change the photo. Maybe I don't sell luxurious pool homes in, the hills of LA. Maybe I want to have a picture of, here we go, Placentia. So what I did was I clicked on it and then I went ahead and went over to uploads. And then I chose a photo that I already had there. If you wanted to upload a photo, the step would be go ahead and click on it and then come over here to import file. At that point, you can go ahead and upload another picture. So let's change it out with this picture. So it uploaded in here. It'll show up over here. And once it goes from like the granulated looking image, it will clarify and then we know that it's been successfully uploaded. So there's a little bar. Still uploading.
While that's uploading, that text right there, it looks really small for people like me. Is there a way to make it bigger?
Yes, there is. So I'm going to click on this picture and it should change it. Hi. Oh, you're fine. You're good.
Oh, it's more of an individual workshop, huh?
Well, we're logged in through Google Meet, but unfortunately the projector is not functioning. So we're trying something new. All right. So editing the text, you just click right on it and you have a full editor. So if I wanted to, let's say, make this larger, I can select all, come up here, and you have the ability to change the fonts, change the font color, change your justification, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if I want to make the text bigger, I'm going to click on the 10, and maybe I want to push it up to 14. Well, that presents an issue because now my text doesn't fit in there. So what do? Well, I click on it, and now I can manipulate this box a bit to give myself some more room. But when you do this, you want to be conscious because the more you start to manipulate this template, it's not going to look uniform the way it's supposed to be. So, we have the ability to edit these, but you can make a big mess if you go a little bit too far with the customizations. So the good thing is up here at the top, you have undo. So if I realize, oh, I've screwed up this template because I got distracted and did a bunch of stuff I don't remember where I started from, you can come up here and hit undo, and it'll undo the changes. Now there's a bit of a latency just because we're in the office and yeah. So, and this is a big file. So if you're doing like a 2-page brochure, you're not going to see this latency. So this is specifically just on this because it's so many pages. So don't worry. It's not the program crashing. This is a much more reliable platform than Mark was. So my resolution for this would be if I wanted to have it bigger, I'd probably maybe, condense this text. But, I leave that up to you. If I wanted to condense it, I can come here, click this, highlight it, and I can click this little AI button here.
Mhm.
If I click the little AI button, I can shorten, expand, improve writing, and do some things with AI. So I'm going to click shorten just for sake of simplicity. Give it a minute. Over here, you always have a dialog box that'll let you know exactly what's going on. So it said successful. So now that I've consolidated that into one little area, now I can keep all of the alignment. And notice as I move the box, this little purple line comes up. That is a snap point, and that lets you know that you are within the snap points or the borders of where you need to be, so everything is centered. That way,
Point is what exactly?
you'll see the little purple.
Mhm.
So that's a snap point, and that's letting you know that you are aligned with the object above you
I see.
or to the side of you. See how it goes a line over to the logo?
First team, yep.
Right. So when you're designing something, you need to have, you need to be spaced according, otherwise it's going to look off to one side.
Okay.
So done that. That looks good. What else can we change? Pretty much
don't-
everything in here.
I don't like some of the color background. Can I change the color background, like the browns to blue? Can we do that?
Probably. Let me see. Because also you're going to run into things where things are going to be locked. So
If you go to our email, if you go to
Let's
your
see.
email today,
come on. So let's see what we got here. So I'm going to double click this whole page here and see what we can change.
oh, you're in.
So what I'm seeing is, no, you cannot change the background colors. So if there's a page that you don't like, I would
Yeah,
suggest
like
you go
that
ahead and omit it and then replace it with something that you would like.
Like that brown one. If I want to get rid of the brown one and I don't like it and I want it white, then I would just delete it and create my whole copy of the same thing, but in text and white.
Well, there's a lot of brown pages, so you're going to have a lot of work for you, but
I
yes,
know,
that's,
I know, but it's like I can't stand the brown and I can't stand the dark color background because it's hard to read.
okay. Well, that's what's good about this, this program. You can always change what you don't like, but you still need to stay within brand standards. So don't turn it pink.
And then once it-
No,
once
it'll be
you get
white.
That template, right?
You can, yeah. And she brought up a very good point, Lisa, that, you can save this as a template and then you can, come back to it and modify it for, different purposes. Because obviously, if you have a listing presentation on a $3 million property, your listing presentation is going to be more in depth than your, $700,000 condo. So again, the text is customizable. You can move things around, but again, this was thoughtfully put together. So, I mean, unless you really, really, really dislike something, there's not much I would change, but I think what's most important is a lot of these pages it's company centric. So you want to have something about you in here because at the end of the day, it's you that's getting the listing, not the company. And again, if you're dealing in a more urban area, you probably don't want to have pictures of Bentleys in your listing presentation. But you guys know how to gauge where that's going to be. So this is our listing presentation. So if everything looks good,
And we get it on Maxa, right? I missed the beginning. I'm so sorry.
that's okay. So you're going to go into either First Place or you can go to this website here, which is firstteam.maxa designs, plural, and then log in through there.
I clicked on the first team first, and for some reason I couldn't find the Maxa. If I'm in the first team, but would that be somewhere in the bottom on the left, right?
Yeah.
We probably just blind.
No, it's
Marketing?
okay.
The
It's
marketing?
not. It's
It's on the tools.
Yeah, I wanted to learn that too. If you can go back all the way from the beginning and can you text us in the chat or the other website that you had mentioned?
What if you click? It should have.
it's
Everything. I have allergy medication if you want.
okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
And it's just listing presentation, right? And you're doing the digital.
So no, if you're going to go in Maxa, you're going to do a search on the left-hand side for listing presentation, and then there's several. So the one that we're working on is the one that says 2025.
California, UC and LB custom.
That's it. Perfect. Yes, that's the one. All right.
I'll cover your mouth.
What? I am. Just.
Okay. So like this down here, there's all this space here where you could add your picture. So let's try to do that. This is the very last page on this presentation. If I go over to uploads onto the left, and let's see, I'm pretty sure I got a headshot in here. So click on that. So there's me. I could say your agent awaits, but obviously I'm not going to do that, but you can add your picture. You can add additional text. Do I want a QR code maybe that plays a video about what I do, what my team does? I could do that too. So it has the flexibility to do a lot to customize it about you, your market areas, and your history. So take advantage of that, because there's room to customize on this. I mean, it's a great presentation, I think, overall, but there's still room to add a few things like this. So look through it. And then once you have it down, everything looks good. Then let's go ahead and go to the top left, hit save. And then we'll go through the error messages that will pop up as you're saving it. And I'll explain to you what they are and why we will probably ignore them. So this says pages exceeds limits. I've exceeded my allowed pages of 34. I'm going to go ahead and continue. So I'm going to click ignore and continue. This small font size detected, every single thing is going to give you that because we have legal disclaimers at the footer that we need. So you can always bypass this as well. So low-res images. I wouldn't worry too much about this because they're really not. These are images within images. So again, hit ignore and continue. And then the last of it is ignore that too. Yeah. And then again, if it hesitates on this one, it's okay. It's just because it's a big file. All right, so it says design successfully saved. Now I can go up here to the right under download and click download. And then I'm going to hit download. At least it warned you. Large files can take a bit longer to process. So as we're waiting for this, because it downloads into PDF, obviously, yes, you can print it, but you could also, if you have, a tablet or iPad Pro, you could download this onto the iPad and you could just have it and present it directly off of it. That's the nice thing of it being, instead of landscape, it's portrait.
Right.
And if you download it, you don't have to worry about, especially when it does the work in the hills, there's no internet. So you don't want to have your internet stop, and then now you can't run your presentation.
Right.
When you say you download it on the iPad, are you downloaded into files or what are you downloading into?
Yeah, you could pretty much email yourself the PDF, download it to the tablet, and open it up as a file. That way you're not dependent on any internet to download or open it, or you know what I mean? Because it's just a PDF file.
And this can also be printed and binded, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I like Pages a lot on the iPad, so I can download that on Pages and just swipe from Pages during the presentation if I wanted to.
No, it's not a presentation. You're just going to open it up as a PDF, and any PDF you can flip through like a book. So it would work much like Pages, but you don't need Pages to do it. You could convert it in Pages if you prefer to do that, but it's unnecessary. All right. Does anyone have any questions about the listing presentation, how to edit it, all of that good stuff?
And the stuff on the right column, if we want to add more pages, there's that button, just add more pages and continue to add more.
Correct. So let's see if we can add pages. See, right now it's going to error. So it kind of depends on the file. So let's give it a try. So I hit submit. It's hesitating. So let's see what happens. All right. So with this particular template, there's no limits on pages. So for you, Tracy, I know you want to create some new stuff. So for you, just create the blank pages and then you can copy and paste, import, or whatever you need to do to recreate those pages so they look like what you are, what you prefer. Also down here, you have rotate. So I don't know, maybe you have an image that's upside down. You can come over here, hit rotate, and move it around. And then your last choice is display. And that's just flagging the display on and off onto the left. And then over here, you have a kind of a master menu. So I can copy and delete individual pages as well from this little menu here. So
What does the display page do?
Display, see, look to the left of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
See what changes? So not that one, but this one.
Wait, what?
It moves the pages up and down. But you can do the same spinning.
You lost me. I don't know what the difference is. Display.
That's what I'm trying to say. There is none. So most programs have the ability to do the same thing 100 different ways. So that's just an example of that. So the only one to be concerned with is more so add page and rotate. The display just is going to toggle the preview. Do you see the difference? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close that project because I would like to take a look at what's new. So if you want to see what's new in here, click most popular templates. You'll kind of see, gets you some ideas of, what could I use in this platform? Because there's everything under the sun, from the wire, which was just updated for August. So if you don't,
in here,
yeah, it just went in. So let's look at that, because it did come before the middle of the month. So we got to give them some kudos on that.
yeah.
So here it is. So the wire is one of those things that is,
Where do you find it?
so just go over to the left
Okay.
and do a search and type in the wire. It'll take you right to the latest and greatest. The wire comes in as a full 4-page folder brochure. It also comes in a email blast form, and also in just a regular full-size 4-page brochure. So if
So
you're
where does it show? Oh, it shows 4 page.
Right,
And then,
right. So underneath every title, it'll specifically tell you what version of that it is.
Okay.
And it's the same for all the templates.
So where's the e-blast?
So typically the really long looking ones, those are going to be your e-blasts.
Okay.
So that's this guy here. It'll say HTML newsletter.
Okay.
And then you have single pages. So that's a 4-page brochure. So that's the same as this one. So this is August, right? So the easiest one to do, if you just want to print it yourself and hand it out when you're door knocking, is going to probably be the 4-page.
Okay.
By email.
So the email, that is the cheapest and easiest one to do of all of them. So
Yeah, if you want to put it on, Bob? No.
Follow Boss?
Follow up.
Yes. And I actually have this template loaded in there, but because it's the wire, I have to update it every month. So this is a great one. And I'm going to do an open house again for another agent in an area that I did last weekend. So I'm going to actually prep the wire and do the printable and blast out that neighborhood, because I already bought all their email addresses.
Okay. So question, what
Yeah.
you just did,
Mhm.
how did you get it to do that batch? You just select, like, It gave you an option to do a batch. Right?
Okay, yeah, that's with anything. So the batch, I don't think is going to happen on the HTML though, or did it? Did it?
It looked like it did that long 14.
Oh, let me go back over there because I kind of flew through it.
I have one sense for you.
Hey, I don't take it personally.
Batch
You
create.
can take a nap. So batch create is if let's just say you are our team admin, and we all need the wire personalized to us. So now you're going to do it all for us, and we thank you. Let us
Okay.
know when it's done.
Okay.
So that's the batch. So
Okay.
typically we're self-service. We're probably not going to do that
Okay.
unless you're really, really nice.
Right.
I'm not that nice. So I'm going to click create design. And then it's always going to ask you about the property. We know we're not putting a property in. It's okay. Just move past it. It's just part of the automation because it is helpful. Because this is the only product on the market that's it's 9 o'clock in the morning, you don't have flyers, you need your open house. You can sit here in this office, get it done, print it, and be out the door in half an hour,
That's so nice.
even without your pictures. As long as they're in MLS, you're good.
When I create design for the email letter, it's
Mhm.
asking me for enter the address or MLS number. Why do I need to enter the address?
Because there's not
Address.
there's an automation, because typically the most popular thing we're going to do are address related or property related. So that is the wizard to where if you're doing something related to a property, you have to tell it the address so it could download all the information for it. So if you're doing something like a newsletter, it's going to ask you anyway, but you're just going to say, never mind. So you're going to bypass it.
Literally? Like, never mind.
No. You just click, like if it comes up, it'll say next. So you just move past it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, you're going to see Windows errors popping up, and this sounds really stupid, but you just ignore it because there are things that are in the template. Like for instance, every flyer has disclaimers on the bottom or legal.
Mhm.
Well, the font is tiny because that's the only way it's going to fit. So there's always going to be an error message when you are doing this. You just move past it because if it's a real error message, then it won't work.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
sounds reckless, but it really isn't.
I appreciate it. Thank
No,
you
of course.
so much.
No, it's a common question. So we got the wire open here, and this is tied to all the latest local market reports. And I will tell you, I think you guys would agree, customers love the local market reports. I saw a Coldwell Banker agent with her website that is still linked to the First Team market reports on the First Team website. Yes. So that's how good they are. Coldwell Banker is using our market reports. So what does that tell you? So this is a great piece if you want to really make an impression in a neighborhood. So again, if I want to edit things, maybe I want to have articles that are more specific to the area that I work in.
Mhm.
I can change it. I can
How
kind
do
of,
you change it?
so you click right on the article.
Okay.
And then like, for instance, read more. So these are articles that are already set. So if you're going to change these articles, you're going to need to know what article are you replacing it with and what's the URL. So you're going to want to do that prep before you start going in or editing this.
And you would find that just on the internet. just
Right.
probably
Yeah.
not-
You do like a, Google search, ChatGPT, go find the articles about,
Yeah.
Tustin and
List
maybe.
reports has some of those things.
Right.
Or-
Yeah. List reports is a great source for all your local
Yeah.
deals. And then like for Orange, there's all these social media guys that do nothing but talk about Orange. So for me, I'm just capturing and sharing their stuff because they do such a great job.
Cool.
And
Where
then,
do you send it from here?
so we'll get there. So you're not going to send it from this. What you do, this is like a desktop publishing editor. It's like Canva or like Adobe, suite. You're going to create your flyers, but you're actually, when we are done with this, there's going to be code that we're going to copy from here and put into Follow-Up Boss, and Follow-Up Boss is actually going to send our email blast out. Make sense? Okay. And if you're really techie and you have Gmail and you have a plugin for HTML editor, you can do it through Gmail if it's not, 10,000 people at once.
Right.
So HTML is a pretty universal way to get artwork from one system into a mailer. Same thing with MailChimp. So on this, I really don't have anything I would edit here, but I think maybe this last page, because I don't work Coast, I would change that out with something.
Mhm.
And what you can see right here is an image for events. So maybe if I wanted to add more to it, I could add a box and create more text about events.
Instead of the picture.
Correct. Or if I wanted to,
Your own photo, right?
yeah, you can put your own photos. Like you click on any of these, and I can come over here and pick a different image. Let's use this.
You just have to download the images into.
Yeah, so if I
Upload.
didn't want to use this one, then I would come up here to upload image and go find an image. And also too, you could go to something like Shutterstock if you wanted to get like really high-end images of different cities. You can even buy drone footage video. It's not cheap, but for about 50, 60 bucks, you can get a really beautiful drone shot of whatever area that you're working.
And then just reusing that.
Exactly, yeah, because you buy the license for it, so you can use it all day long. And then your social. Then over here to the left, there are things you can add to anything, but especially an emailer. So we have buttons. We have, so if I click here, over here,
That's because you want people to click on things.
yeah, it's like, that email that comes at you guys at nauseam about my class, like, several times a week. So that is a template in Maxa where I've gone in and add buttons, and those buttons on my email go to past lessons, videos, that kind of thing. So
So
if
go
you-
to a new listing or something?
right, it could go to a new listing. It could go to what's my homework. It could go to get marker reports.
That's great. And you can set up a template of that for the wire or no?
You can add those things to the wire.
But you have to add them every month?
Yeah, well, it depends, because there's some agents and teams where they were having marketing, modify the wire for them every month.
Yeah.
Well, now they had marketing create a new template, and then because they're already changing out the articles anyway, they use that same template, and then they just have a desktop published person go in and just change out the articles and then blast the wire as their newsletter.
Got it.
Yeah. So
Really good looking one. It feels like it's even got in class here.
no, it really has. Like the one thing the marketing has been very, very proficient at is making sure that our stuff looks high end, and it does.
Totally agree.
So I just want to kind of show you what's available over here with these layouts. So for instance, you have image and text. So if I maybe wanted to highlight a property, that would be a good one. Picture of this new listing and then some information about it. If we wanted to, again, you have house specs. So I could click this house specs. It will insert a widget and I can put in the stats. So see this over the left. So if you see those emails that come from agents, like, how did they get that? They're using something like this. So depending on how you want the stats to look, bedrooms, baths, square footage, you have all these different choices. And then here's a widget for an open house. So if I'm sending out the wire and I have an open house coming up that weekend, well, I can promote my open house on that wire.
How did you get the
The things that pop up over here. Okay, so over to the left,
enable?
you layout.
Oh,
So you click on layout,
Okay, gotcha.
and then you'll get these main sections. So you have headers, text, images, house specs, buttons, agent information. So I'll click on this. There are all these different signatures for this email blast.
Yours is, she's seeing different pieces altogether.
Let's see.
I think she's clicking on the actual one and he's doing that presentation.
Yeah,
No, I got
Yeah,
it.
you got
I got it.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I know. I love those.
I didn't mean to tell on you.
That's okay. That's okay.
No,
Tell me.
my ears spark. I'm like, if something is different, let's see. I always want to know why. So if I really liked, let's say this one, just click on it, and there it is. Twice, because I clicked on it and I was impatient.
Mhm.
So if you do that, you can grab the whole section here. Where is it? So when you click on the segment, you have an up arrow. That's if you wanted to move it higher up on the chart, or you see this up is to move up. The crosshairs is if I want to drag it. And then the two windows on top of one, hey, how's it going, buddy? It will copy it. So maybe there's 3 agents at my open house. So now I got all 3 of us with buttons and logos, and there you go. Cool, huh?
Or could that be 3 properties right there?
That,
Is that for agents?
well, this widget specifically for information, but yeah, you with the property buttons, you could have multiple house specs. Like for instance, if I,
Because that looks really neat down there. If you were to have 3 hot buys, like click here to see.
yeah. So for that, I would do something like, you could even use the open house widget for that. Instead of change out the times and dates, just talk about hot buy, just listed that.
Yeah, John Prez does that a lot, top agent in Hills, where he sends like to his database, here's the hot buy for the week,
Mhm.
and he'll find the best deal. And
Yeah.
and I look at it, he sends it to, I'm like, ooh, look at that.
Well, that term sticks. It's
Yeah,
timeless.
for sure.
Right.
Nobody wants to miss a hot buy.
No, fear of missing out is our best weapon.
Yeah, right.
I was trying to replace a text
Mhm.
just to see if I can, but by some reason I was unsuccessful. I was able to clear, and then how do I open up that read more box? So I copied.
So the read more box is you have to highlight it and you have to change the hyperlink for it. So if you have the highlighter, right? So go to link. And that's what you're going to have to change. So you're going to have to change that link to your replacement article.
Oh, and if I just want to like little 5 paragraphs I just got from ChatGPT, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Well, because this template is linking internet articles somewhere else, you'd want to replace it. You could just take out the hyperlink altogether and just have your text of a quick little excerpt.
Oh, that would work.
Yeah.
Which was what I tried. I tried to copy paste and it wouldn't work.
Well, you would,
Right inside the
so you're
box.
going to probably have to delete that and then add another text box.
Oh,
And then
Okay.
you'd want to do the same thing on this side so they would balance.
okay.
So-
Gotcha.
So the question that was asked you guys online was when you're going to edit the article itself. So let me go back to so you go to edit the links, and maybe you don't want to replace the links with new articles. You just want to have just a quick little text right here. So what she was trying to do is click on read more and edit this. This is a locked hyperlink. So you would delete this actually, and then up here, you would just expand the text in the other text box, just write a longer article and it'll push everything down. But when you do that, you have to do the same thing on the right. Otherwise it won't balance. It'll look weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
So my friends that are online, do you have any questions about this template? Any ideas or comments?
I thought of a question from the listing presentation one. So like if I don't want to screw it up, could I copy and paste, make a copy of it and then edit the copy? So if I screw up, I can still have my original.
Absolutely. So to do that with any template, I'm going to close this for now.
What did she say? Because I heard part.
It's a really good question. So she says, like, if I want to have maybe a master template copy of this, so if I screw it up, it's safe. The way you do that is you would come up here, and I'm going to go to My Designs and I know I have the listing presentation here. So this is the listing presentation that we were working on just a few minutes ago. So I'm going to go to the 3 dots, and I'm going to click Duplicate. And maybe I'm going to name one master. So I know that's the one that I have perfected that I want to continue to use ongoing.
Okay.
Like on the wire, if you're going to make it your own and customize it every month, then that would work for that. But because marketing has a new version of every month, it'd be kind of a moot point to do that with this. However, on your flyers, everything else that you're continuously using, I would suggest you make a master of it if you customize it to the point where you like, where it's like perfect. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay.
And then if you said you should be able to name this one master now.
Right. So I'm going to close it and go back to my designs and see right here. It says copy of. So I can come up here and hit rename. And now I change it to copy to master.
Okay.
And that way, when you go to search for stuff, because the same that we search for templates within the whole system, I can search for my projects up here. So this up here, I can type in master, and it's going to show me everything that's a master. And that's how you keep this organized. So thanks, Tracy. That was a good suggestion or good, great question. So if I go under listing presentation, you have two subheadings, digital and listing. So I just want to kind of differentiate the two. So if I click digital presentation, this is the one from last year that is landscaped. You can certainly come in here and edit this one too. And again, it's going to ask you address, just move past it. It's okay. It's just the wizard trying to be helpful. And again, all of these listing presentations, you're going to see some hesitation because these are the biggest files that are on there for the most part.
But if we were going to do a listing presentation on a specific address, you could put that in.
Yes. So these are all editable, like this one right here, title. That's where my address would go.
So is this the listing presentation pages or?
This is the digital, the one that's landscape, but I think it's last year's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
or is that actually done?
it is, but I think it's 2024.
Are there pictures in there? Are they just loading?
Let me see. Let's see.
Because
That looks new, Eric. That doesn't look like last
All right,
year.
let's see. It's doesn't have a year on it, so. But let's see what the pictures come up if we know if this is the new one or not.
I don't
reach
recognize-
out to Pat to find out if they're coming out the landscape one.
Yeah, I know it was on. It's queued. Maybe this is it.
No,
I don't-
it was 3 days ago.
Oh.
It was kind of like, we'll see or something.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I heard too. So that's why I didn't think that this would be the new one.
Yeah, so hopefully if they already have the layout, that looks really nice. It'd be great if we could just update this one.
Let's see.
I don't recognize any of this, so this might be new.
Well, when the pictures render, then we'll know. Cool. That's great. Where are my pictures? Well, there's one.
Your original one.
Either that or this is just a blank template, which it might be. August 2025. Oh, wait, that's today's date. Never mind. Where's the? Yeah, I'm not sure. So this is under digital presentation. So I'm going to close that and let's look at the other one that's in there.
Are you able to share that with me?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
I didn't bring my laptop up here.
Yeah, no, I'll share it to you right now.
Great.
So let's go. You got it. What's your question?
Well, I tried doing what you said. Found the article I wanted to copy from Bankrate
Mhm.
and open up the link, attach it, but it's not attaching. I don't know what it might. It's putting this up,
Okay, so that's attached file.
but shouldn't that show up here? How would, so here's my article.
Right. Yeah, you copied the link, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
So
So then you want the link and then that's your link, right?
Mhm.
Okay, that's all you do. This is if you were going to attach a file instead of giving a link. So this is an option, not a request.
okay,
So you either link it to a web address, or if you didn't have a link, you would attach a file to open,
oh, I see.
but
I
you don't
see.
have to do both.
So if I just want, what's the easiest way for me to have this paragraph inserted? Delete that text box, create it.
No. What you got to do where you're running into things is quit trying to edit that box is for links only. It will not allow you to add text to it.
Mm,
If you want to add text, you're going to add it to the text box that's right above it. So if you go back into the actual artwork,
Uh-huh.
if you
Here?
well, there was a text box above.
Yeah,
it.
that's one I deleted.
Right. So you want to delete these, not the text boxes.
This, like entire.
No, the text box that was underneath it.
Uh-huh.
That's all you had to do was copy and paste what you copied from the article
Oh,
into that
that's it.
text box. So you just you deleted the wrong boxes is all. That's all.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. So you could either undo or you could add a text box again.
I just made my job harder. I see what you mean.
That's okay. It's learning. So that's how we figure it out. But no, you had the right idea. You just deleted the wrong boxes. So whenever you're editing the link boxes on these, you're going to have to either delete it
Takes a while to.
because there's a text box, then there's a link box, and they don't interchange. So if you have a design and you want to share it with somebody, just go back into this really quick. Create design, because I didn't save it. And also that too, make sure you hit save before you close out of this. When you go to download, it'll remind you to save, and it'll remind you if you haven't saved, but just hit save, because nothing's worse than spending hours on something and then you lose it.
Did that. I remember.
So if I wanted to share this, I can come up here to share, and I can copy my template to another user.
Oh my gosh. Terry gets it.
Yep. And it's going to spell check and then complain, and then I'm going to move past it, and then it'll send it. And when you copy the template to a user, it's not like sharing. Like when you share something in Canva, it's Maxa and Canva. When you go into that, it's actually sharing it to where we can work on it together. This is different. I'm copying it to Terry, so Terry can do whatever he wants with it. It's not going to affect my template.
Okay.
So it's like, hey, I love that template you made. I'll share it with you, and then you can take it and do what you want with it.
Cool.
So it's already sent, so I can close that. Close this. And then let's look in listing presentation again. So that was under digital. So if I click under listing presentation, it's going to show all the stuff that we were looking at originally,
Right.
which are the, 34-page brochure. Then there are a couple other presentations in here. There's a 16-page blank luxury listing presentation. And there is an offering memorandum, 12-page landscape. That's kind of intriguing. Let's look at that, because it stands out. So it's a really fancy brochure, but let's look at it, because this is probably for more of a high-end bespoke property.
Maybe that's for commercial.
Possibly, but I don't know. Let's take a look.
Yep. You see the word building?
Instead of listing, they're calling it an offering
Because they're building, because usually commercial, they're doing offerings.
That is
commercial.
really nice looking, Eric.
It is. So this is a residential development, so I know it's not commercial. So what this is proposing is probably
Rent
Like
roll.
apartments.
a builder or someone building units. So yeah, so it's more, I would say more an investor than commercial. But you could do a lot of stuff with this.
We mostly just need the listing presentation.
Yeah. So now we know what offering memorandum was. Thanks for going through that fun little trip with me. All right.
Okay, you're
So
fine.
so we got
outside of OC and LB,
Mhm.
that's not the one we would want.
no, the one that we want says specifically California OC and LB only custom first team listing
What is
presentation,
LB?
Long Beach.
I mean, unless we have it somewhere outside, right?
Well, if you are outside of OC and LB, like if you're LA,
Yeah.
then it'll be this one, California outside of OC and LB.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're San Bernardino Inland Empire, San Diego.
So just pay attention to.
So
which
it
one.
says
Yeah.
custom, go back up. Okay, so it
Yeah.
says OC and LB only custom, and then the next one to the right says just FP.
Yeah. So
Which one do you?
the
are
one,
they just slightly different, is that?
well, this is newer. The one that we worked on was this one.
Okay.
So if to look at it, let's look at the differences. I don't think they're. are any because they're the same amount of pages. But the good thing is once you've opened it and you start to work on it, it shows up in your project. So it's not like you have to go, which one did I work on? As long as you saved it, there's a copy of it saved
Projects. Okay.
under my, yeah.
In featured sales, it's obviously my sales, right?
Well, I mean, sometimes when you're a new agent, you can talk to other agents and ask, hey, you mind if I use your production? Or you can use the office production as a collective, as a highlight. I mean, it depends, you know. And then one of the most important things as a new agent is something called testimonial tree, because you can go to ChatGPT and tell it, can you give me raving reviews for my real estate business? And you could add them and they're in there. Just make sure you give yourself 5 stars.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I start collecting reviews from my potential 7.
well, you can do that. And then also you can get them from family. And then also if you're coming from another business, you can use those testimonials because they're about you. And they may not be specific to, you know, because when I started, I had testimonials from my consulting business and I used it.
Yeah.
No issues. Yeah.
Mhm.
Back in the day when you could actually enter them yourself into Zillow.
Right.
Oh,
That was a long time ago. So yeah.
and is it template for testimonial tree?
No, testimonial tree is something that you're going to go through in first place. So if you're in first place, go to tools, testimonial tree, and go right into that program. And that's where you can manage, add testimonials. And once they're in there, they're going to show up one on your first team subdomain website. And then secondarily, when you're doing listing presentation or anything that pulls from your reviews, it will pull from that same database.
Naturally, just like my photo and everything.
Correct. And then also Cloud CMA will do the same thing when you're creating CMAs.
Mm.
So a very important part of,
So when people write you one, you can enter it.
yeah, like typically, you know, your most vetted recently, you know, for reviews was probably going to be Google and then Zillow maybe. But what's unique about testimonial tree, not only can you enter them, change them, whatever you need to do, hide them, but if you have it connected to realtor.com, they show up there, not under reviews, but in a separate section called testimonials. And then obviously your website, and then they're there for Cloud CMA, for this program, and anything else.
Cool.
And this is on the first team under tools, right?
Correct. All right, everybody.
Sorry.
That's pretty much it, unless anybody has any questions. And then just FYI, if you are unsure where to get the videos and all that good stuff, you can go to my website. It's ericduncantechcoach.com. And you can see that I need to update my meeting information, but right here, there's a button that says Access Google Drive. That's access to all the past videos, slides, and study guides. There isn't a study guide or slides for this because it was hands-on, but some of the other classes we've done previously, like Follow Boss, there's slides and workbooks for those.
So Eric Duncan.
Techcoach.com.
Not at.
No, because it's a website. So it's going to be
Okay.
ericduncantechcoach.com.
Okay.
And then if you ask you for a login, it's just because you're not using your first email address. Just click the button request access, and then I will let you in. We just have
Okay.
security because I don't want agents outside the company
I don't
accessing
want
these
Coldwell
things.
Banker.
No, being that they're using our marketing reports.
Yeah, really.
All right, everybody. So this,
Really quickly, so if we did one of these and we wanted to batch email
Mhm.
them out through follow-up, Bob,
Okay.
would you show that me
Yeah,
again? 'Cause
yes.
I need to write that down.
no, let's go through that because that's very important. So I'm going to go through and show how we're going to get that newsletter out of Maxa Designs and put it into email, which we're going to do Follow Boss today. So did I save that? Probably not.
We can just grabbing.
I'm just going to grab this here because the process is the same. No matter what email type blast, the process is exactly the same. So this is just listed for, I think I did last week's class. So we're going to pretend we're going to go ahead and prepare this to send out as a blast. So first of all, make sure everything's good to go. And then you're going to come up here to the right and click share. It's optimization. Okay, so now you're going to go to HTML code. That's right here in the center. Don't copy it and don't export it. So click HTML code. All this code's going to crop up. You don't just ignore it and click copy. And now we're going to go over to Follow Up Boss. So let me open that up and I will switch my screen. So I hit copy, that copy button. Now we're going to go over to Follow Up Boss. And not logged in, of course. So sign in with Google. What account should we use? We'll use this one. So in Follow Up Boss, if I'm just doing a blast, I need to know who I'm going to. So I'm just going to pretend like I'm sending it to everybody. So I'm going to go to people, and then I'm going to click the very top checkbox, and then it's going to select only 18, but I'm going to select all 2,481.
Okay.
Now they're all selected. Now I'm going to hit batch email.
Right.
It's got what I was working on before, so I can hit select all and delete. And then I'm going to paste my code. Oop, I skipped a step. So I'm going to hit select all, delete. And I'm going to come here to this little insert each HTML. It looks like a little window from Windows with a less than and a greater than. So click on that. And I'm going to paste my code again. And I'm going to choose replace current HTML. I'm going to click place HTML. And now in my window editor, it should have my entire. So if this was the wire, it'd be the wire. I didn't save the wire, unfortunately, so that's what's in here.
Hey, Eric, what is
Here you go. Yes.
Best advice for sending batch emails like this to avoid as much spam and the highest deliverable emails as possible?
So the best thing to do that is to do it in small chunks, and that's where we talked about the smart list, and we'll go in depth in this on our next follow-up boss meeting. But if you segment into groups, you can alter your messaging. But if you're just sending it to like this 300, this 300, this 300, then you're less likely to get spam.
Is it 10? Is it 300? Like
There's not really a sweet spot because Follow Up Boss does batch, so it's not like it's going out to 2,400 at once.
Do they send delayed?
Yes, they do. They do. So it's staggered. So if I were to send out the 2,500, it would probably take a day or so.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, where you need to be careful, because I ran into this with my testing, is I got a little too aggressive with Real Scout. So because I got too aggressive with Real Scout, now I'm on a list.
Oh, wow.
And then Real Scout said, because
You're flagged.
you're flagged, we're going to back off and we're not going to send as much.
Okay, that's what I remember your story about that. So that's what I was trying. I guess I got confused on which was which.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's really just because by design, to be truthful, it's not designed for you to go buy a list and stick it in there. It's really designed for you to put people that know you.
Yep.
However, it is a pretty effective
Because
lead
I keep
generator.
screwing it up in the meeting and saying, buy the damn list, buy the list.
No, so all you have to do is you just be a little less aggressive. I mean, I was sticking in at 800 at a time.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody knows it should be a couple hundred. Your farms are usually 500 or less. So I just got too aggressive. So with this,
And that was on auto nurture where you got flagged, or was that on?
Real Scout flagged me because I have an error message. It's like, look.
But that wasn't because you sent an email from there, was it? Or was it from just the auto email?
No, it's just from the auto nurture because
Okay.
the way that Real Scout works is you dump the list in. There's a 24-hour delay, and then it starts to.
Yeah, you're supposed to verify that this list is opt-in.
Correct.
Yeah. So if you get a bunch of opt-outs, that's probably what it was.
And that's exact. So there is a sweet spot for that. So once you have about 30 unsubscribes in 1 week, then they're going to be like, okay, we know what you're doing, but
Got it.
and then they back you off. But
Right.
yeah,
So maybe you had 10 a week.
yeah. Like I have an open house coming again. And I was going to buy that list, but I looked and like there's only like 60 emails. So I'm like, okay, this one's okay. But the previous one, there was,
You just need a new real estate account.
Yeah.
that's all.
Just keep like 5 of them.
Well, I got 2 follow-up accounts, so maybe I'll stagger the 2.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So
Pirate Derek. I'm kidding.
yeah, I need that reputation. So if this
They're really great.
Thank you. Yeah, now well, I get a call from Leah. What are you teaching them? What are you teaching them? So now that everything's in here, two things. You see this percentage contact street?
Uh-huh.
I put that in there. So that's a merge field. When you see two percentages,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
wild card. So if what I was sending before was a home valuation request, so what would happen is it would read to each person home value request for 123 Main Street. And then inside it would be like, hello, their name. And then it goes into this field. That way it just personalizes it because we all know if you personalize it, your chances for them opening it is much higher.
Right.
So if that looks good, you hit preview. And then you can go, which I'm not going to do, send to 2,400 people, or you hit the button over here and schedule it for another time.
Okay.
And that's it. And then when you're done, you go up to reporting. And then email, splash emails.
To see
And it'll
if-
show you exactly when it was created, how many open, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, reporting is awesome.
Yeah, the last one
Eric,
I
With
did.
that, with the streets, when you save your streets on Excel, do you save the street number separate from the street, or you save it together for that to pop up on the subject line?
Neither. What you have to do is you have to
Okay, bye.
choose merge field, and then it puts it in for you.
No, but when you merge the field, when you save it in, do you save it as, let's say 123 Main Street, or do you save one as 123 and then another field as Main Street? Does that make sense?
No, it's just percent address, and that's it. There's no variations.
No, what I'm saying is when you enter your contact database,
Yes.
Terry, before you leave, Terry, did he take off?
Yeah, he had a call.
Because I don't know if he has a 2:00 form training meeting, form training.
I'm not sure, but I think he's off to his next meeting. Just shoot him an email. But to answer your
Okay.
question, it's a merge field. So you add it or you don't.
I know
but-
the merge field, but when you save the files, the contact, when you import it in, do you import the address in as a complete address, or do you separate the numbers from the street word?
You don't. You need to follow what the system has. So it's separate. So it's going to be separate address, separate cities, separate. When you import it, you determine that when you're importing it. Yeah.
10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah. Does that answer your question, Tracy?
So it looked like the sample that you just had. Got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
So
Thank you.
So the
Okay.
merge fields address just pulls
That
the
whole
address.
thing. So you filled it in the whole thing like that.
Yes. But if you have the address flagged, you don't have the complete address, it's just going to show whatever is in there. So if you have just the street number, that's all it's going to show. If you have the address complete, it'll show the complete address.
Okay,
If
got
you
it.
just wanted to have a street, then there's another wild card called street, and then you'd use that. So that would be the differentiation between the two.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
You got it. All right, everybody. I appreciate you. And then same time next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.